Right then, before we had those newfangled electric thingamajigs, cars were a bit different, weren't they? We're talking proper motors, the kind that made some noise and didn't need charging from the mains every 5 minutes. But even before that, we had steam. Yes, steam. It's hard to believe now. But those early pioneers were chugging around in contraptions powered by nothing more than boiling water. Now you might think steam was a bit rubbish, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. It took ages to get going, needed constant refilling, and probably smelled like a wet dog in a bakery. But you've got to admire the ingenuity. These early machines with their hissing boilers and plumes of steam were the first tentative steps towards the cars we know and love today. One chap, Nicolas Joseph Cugnot, a French fellow, built a steam-powered tricycle back in 1769. Can you imagine? A three-wheeled behemoth coughing and spluttering its way down the road. It was designed to haul cannons, not surprisingly, as it was about as subtle as a charging rhinoceros. But it was a start, and it paved the way for others to tinker and toil, dreaming of a future where horses were relegated to the fields. These early steam cars were a rare sight, mind you. They were expensive, unreliable, and frankly, a bit scary to the average chap. Imagine a farmer minding his own business, and suddenly this contraption comes steaming towards him, making a racket like a runaway train. You'd probably dive into a ditch, too. Steam, as it turned out, wasn't the future of motoring. It was too cumbersome, too inefficient. We needed something with a bit more oomph, something that didn't require you to carry around a mobile kettle. And that's where those clever Germans came in with their internal combustion engines. The first practical petrol-powered car was the creation of Carl Benz, a name that still resonates today. In 1886, he unleashed his three-wheeled motor wagon upon the world, and things would never be the same again. This contraption, with its sputtering engine and chain drive, was the Model T of its day, the car that truly kick-started the automotive revolution. Of course, early petrol engines were a far cry from the sophisticated powerhouses we have today. They were noisy, smelly, and prone to bursting into flames if you looked at them funny, but they were also more powerful and efficient than their steam-powered counterparts, and they didn't require you to stop every 5 minutes for a refill. With the arrival of the internal combustion engine, the floodgates were open. Companies like Daimler, Peugeot, and Renault sprung up, each vying to create the fastest, most stylish, and most reliable motorcar. The world was well and truly on the move, and there was no looking back. The history of the car is full of colourful characters, brilliant minds who dare to dream of a world on wheels. From engineers to entrepreneurs, these pioneers shaped the automotive landscape, their innovations paving the way for the cars we drive today. One such visionary was Henry Ford. Now, Ford didn't invent the car, as some might believe, but he did something arguably more important. He made it affordable. His Model T, with its simple design and efficient production line, brought car ownership within reach of the average person, not just the wealthy elite. And then there's Gottlieb Daimler, a German engineer who, along with his partner Wilhelm Maybach, developed the first high-speed petrol engine. This groundbreaking invention paved the way for the powerful and efficient engines we have today, the kind that can propel a car from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye. And let's not forget about André Citroën, a Frenchman with a flair for the dramatic. Citroën was a marketing genius, and he knew how to capture the public's imagination. He used the Eiffel Tower as a giant billboard for his cars, and he organized daring expeditions across the Sahara Desert, all in the name of promoting his brand. Citroën's cars were known for their innovative designs, and he was one of the first manufacturers to offer front-wheel drive and independent suspension. The impact of the car on society has been nothing short of seismic. Once a luxury for the privileged few, cars have become an integral part of our lives. transforming the way we work, live, and interact with the world around us. The most obvious impact has been on our mobility. Before the car, long journeys were arduous affairs, often taking days or even weeks. The car shrank distances, connecting people and places in ways that were unimaginable before. Suddenly, families could hop in their cars and embark on road trips, exploring distant cities and scenic countryside. But the car's influence extends far beyond personal transportation. It has reshaped our cities, giving rise to sprawling suburbs and a network of roads and highways that crisscross continents. The car has also been a boon for the economy, creating jobs in manufacturing, sales, and countless other industries. However, the car's legacy is not without its downsides. Traffic congestion, air pollution, and road accidents are just some of the challenges that have come with our reliance on automobiles. Section 5. A road paved with innovation from safety to entertainment. The evolution of the car has been a relentless march of innovation. From the earliest steam-powered contraptions to the sleek, computerized vehicles of today, engineers and designers have constantly strived to improve every aspect of the automobile, from its performance and efficiency to its safety and comfort. One area where significant strides have been made is safety. Early cars offered little protection in a crash. But over the years, manufacturers have introduced a plethora of safety features, such as seat belts, airbags, and crumple zones, all designed to mitigate the risk of injury in an accident. Another area of constant improvement has been the car's engine. Early engines were noisy, inefficient, and produced copious amounts of pollution. Today's engines are marvels of engineering, delivering more power while using less fuel and producing fewer emissions. And then there's the in-car experience. Remember when cars only had AM radios and roll-up windows? Today's cars are practically rolling entertainment centers with satellite navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, and touchscreen displays that control everything from the climate control to the sound system. Section 6. The environmental equation: cars and the planet's well-being. There's no escaping the fact that our love affair with the car has come at a cost to the planet. Cars are major contributors to air pollution, emitting harmful greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change. And let's not forget about the environmental impact of car production, from the extraction of raw materials to the energy-intensive manufacturing process. The good news is that the automotive industry is acutely aware of these challenges, and there's a concerted effort to make cars more sustainable. Fuel-efficient engines, hybrid vehicles, and alternative fuels are all part of the solution. One of the most promising developments in recent years has been the rise of electric cars. Powered by electricity instead of petrol or diesel, these vehicles produce zero tailpipe emissions, offering a cleaner and more sustainable mode of transportation. The transition to a more sustainable automotive future is not without its challenges, of course. The infrastructure for electric cars, such as charging stations, needs to be expanded, and the cost of these vehicles needs to come down to make them accessible to a wider market. But the momentum is building, and the future of motoring is looking increasingly electric. Section 7. The Electric Dawn: a new era of automotive propulsion. Electric cars are not a new idea. In fact, the first electric vehicle predates the internal combustion engine. But it's only in recent years that electric cars have gone from being a niche curiosity to a mainstream option, thanks in no small part to advances in battery technology and a growing awareness of the need for sustainable transportation. Leading the charge is Tesla, the brainchild of tech entrepreneur Elon Musk. Tesla's sleek, high-performance electric cars have captured the public's imagination, proving that electric vehicles can be stylish, desirable, and, dare I say it, even a bit cool. But Tesla is not alone. Traditional car manufacturers have also embraced the electric revolution, with established brands like BMW, Volkswagen, and Nissan, all offering electric models. From compact city cars to luxury SUVs, there's now an electric car for almost every need and budget. The transition to electric vehicles is gaining momentum, with governments around the world introducing policies to encourage the adoption of these cleaner and more sustainable vehicles. In some countries, there are even plans to phase out petrol and diesel cars altogether in the coming decades. Section 8, the open road ahead, navigating the future of transportation. So, what does the future hold for the car? If the past century is anything to go by, it's bound to be full of surprises. One thing's for sure, though, the car is here to stay, but it's likely to evolve in ways we can only imagine. Electric cars are just the tip of the iceberg. We're on the cusp of a transportation revolution, with autonomous vehicles, connected cars, and new mobility solutions poised to transform the way we get around. Imagine a world where cars drive themselves, where traffic jams are a distant memory, and where your car can drop you off at work and then park itself. This may sound like science fiction, but the technology is already here, and it's only a matter of time before it becomes commonplace. The future of transportation is likely to be a mix of the familiar and the futuristic. We'll still have cars, but they'll be smarter, safer, and more connected than ever before. And who knows, maybe one day we'll even have flying cars. Now, wouldn't that be something? Section 9. Conclusion, a century of automotive evolution. From the earliest steam-powered carriages to the sleek, computerized vehicles of today, the car has come a long way in its relatively short history. It has revolutionized the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us, and it continues to evolve at a rapid pace. The future of the car is full of exciting possibilities, from electric vehicles and autonomous driving to new mobility solutions that we can only dream of today. But one thing's for sure, the journey is far from over. The open road beckons, and the next chapter in the story of the car is waiting to be written.